So, for the past year or so, I've been really compelled by two words: desolation and consolation. And I first came across those words connected to one another in the context of this Ignatian spiritual practice of discerning whether you're in a state or a season of desolation versus consolation. And both are teachers. They have a lot to teach us. And those are words that we don't use super often, but for that reason, I think that when we do use them, it always feels really purposeful. And I've started to just notice those two words cropping up in books I'm reading and stuff like that. So the word desolation, to me, is all about this sense of absence, of loss. Like there was something that used to be here that isn't, and maybe it feels like it should be here. And I think the most often usage of that word is in relation to landscapes or places. So we might refer to a desolate ghost town as this place that it's creepy because people should be here, but they're not. It's like the body remains, but the spirit is gone. Consolation, on the other hand, is about a sense of absence that has been filled. We don't need to be consoled unless we have met grief, unless we have met loss. And in consolation, we're given back what was lost. But these two ideas are not opposites. They have a lot in common. First of which, both are unsolicited. They find us. We don't have to go searching for desolation, certainly. But also consolation finds us and pursues us and is this unexpected grace. They also leave us completely different than they found us. They're transformative experiences, and they both have these necessary learnings that come along with them. And then last, they both provoke song. So I think there's a reason that Psalms 22 and 23 are right next to each other. And that's the thing that I'm most curious about. So as I started to think about these two words more and more, I started to see that all the songs that I had been working on over this past year clearly were either desolation songs or consolation songs. It was just obvious. And once I realized that that was happening, it felt like I was just kind of naming something that was already going to happen whether I liked it or not. So once I had those names, I really leaned into it and started writing more on purpose. And so through writing these songs and wrestling with them and recording them, I hope that some of what I've learned about these two seasons that we find ourselves in life can make its way to you, because certainly you don't have to look very far to see desolation in our world today. It feels like this daily just heaviness that we are so acquainted with as a culture. But at the same time, I think consolation in a quieter and fiercer way pursues us. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. But we have to honor both. We have to be aware of both. We have to show up to both. And it's my hope that these songs can help us do that. So throughout this fall and winter, we're going to walk through desolation first and then consolation. And by the time the season of Advent rolls around, we're going to be in consolation. So there will be a happy ending. But I really appreciate you taking the time to listen and to walk through these songs with me. I'm really, really excited to share them. Thanks for listening.